People often focus on how to get love. In reality, it brings much more pleasure and joy when you give and are love. And without love for yourself, you will not know love for others and for life. Love is the most powerful force that is able to transform, resurrect, to bring into perfect harmony even what seems to be lost. It sounds like a fairy tale or cliché, and the mind won't get it because the mind doesn't know what love is. Only the heart can know love. For millennia, people have tried to limit this miraculous power, this mystery of all creation, to put conditions on it. It is only for somebody, only under these conditions, only if you do something, if you obey some regulations. But that's not the voice of love, that's the voice of the mind and ego. True love does not come from the ego. The ego and the mind do not know love. The ego tries to survive by dominating and controlling, and the mind entangles itself in its own loops. It is possible to love them, and to do so by allowing them to exist, but not letting them control you. Because under these masters, nothing can flourish. We have already experienced it in our civilization. In order to know love, it is necessary to get out of the control of the ego. And this is made possible by unconditional acceptance. And again, start by yourself first. Open yourself to unconditional self-love, to the fact that you are unconditionally loved. It's okay. You have every right to feel good. It's been your gift since birth, and you don't have to try or do anything to obtain it. Whatever you do it from the heart, from the joy of this life, of creating, of knowing and expanding. Don't have the expectation that it has to look a certain way. You feel sad, even in this moment you can find love. We will not tell you how, for that is what you have come here to discover. That is your only purpose, to see, to find love in every moment, in every cell of your body, in every part of yourself and in each other. If this was your only goal each day, it is the highest goal you can accomplish. Accept life as a game, an adventure, where no one can fail. And the key to this game is love. It takes you to other planes, opens the gate of wisdom and knowledge. But how can I feel love? What do you need to do first is to decide. Whenever possible, wake up in reality and ask, does this thought come out of fear or love? Does this feeling or this belief come from fear, or does it come from love? And constantly say to yourself, I want to see goodness and love in myself, in this part of me, in this situation, in this person. That's all you need. And any thought or impulse that would take you somewhere else, turn away from it. It is your free choice what path you follow, which flow you follow. That is your free choice. And once you choose to love, choose to attach yourself constantly to what is good here, to ask, how can I see love here and now? You will see miracles begin to happen in your life. You just have to try it. Once you get evidence of this supernatural power, you will not want anything else. Even if your ego, your attention, your thoughts take you elsewhere, you will know that this is not your way, that you have just allowed yourself to be distracted. But as soon as possible, you want to go back again to where it is good, to where you really are yourself. So we don't have to look for or create love. It is always here in abundance. What distracts us from it above all is fear. It is the voice of the institute of the ego, or the little self, the lower mind. It is an instinct designed for the survival of the physical body. The problem is when it begins to control us, when we identify with it and forget the true nature of self and being. For the ego is ignorant of its divine nature, the creative power of consciousness, and the limitlessness of source, interconnection, and oneness. If it's not explored in time, it will entangle your mind in a web of beliefs and assumptions that will keep you under its control. For your experience is created in accordance with our beliefs. They are often called subconscious because we are mostly unaware of them. They are running in the background. It's a kind of habit or addiction to a way of thinking, judging and expecting. Beliefs manifest themselves in reality. Thus you become convinced of their truth and the belief in question becomes even stronger. And it's not that hard to change them. It's also just the belief that it must be hard. Just be awake and be honest with yourself. Look at what beliefs you have about yourself, what your self-concept is. If you think of yourself, but also of others and the world, as negative, judging something as unfavorable, you are keeping yourself in a low vibration and out of the flow of love. Learn to perceive and distinguish which thoughts come from ego, from fear, and which come from love, from the source, from true being. Is this idea based on love? How does it resonate with my heart? Do I feel withdrawal or calmness and opening and expansion? That opens you up, focus on that, immerse yourself in that flow. What about emotions? Emotion, as such, has only very short duration. It is only prolongated by our judgment and the story we create around it. If we perceive an emotion as negative, it is a signal that somewhere you are not in alignment with your being, that your perspective is different from the perspective of being, of source. Explore where this disharmony comes from, where your thoughts, emotions, and actions are not in alignment with the love that source has for you and every other being. What pulls you out of this stream of love is the belief that you are not worthy of love and goodness. There's a rooted idea that you have to meet some sort of requirements, be someone else, be someone better, or do something special. This belief is cultivated from very young age. It is reinforced by the current system and, unfortunately, by many spiritual teachings that were originally intended to help people recognize their divine nature. The belief that love is conditional is then, of course, projected onto the canvas of reality. But who determines these requirements? Who? It is again only the egoistical mind. What if in reality there is no requirement? Even to be worthy of something is a construct, creation of the mind. There is no such a thing. The mind also likes to evaluate. This is good, this is bad. And what's bad, the mind condemns. And then the condemnation creates guilt and fear. You feel disconnected from love, true being, and you start acting out of ego again, which is reaction of defense and aggression directed inward or outward. However, by condemning, you only reinforce the negative aspect and attach yourself to what you are condemning. There is no need for condemnation. Just realize it is a version of reality that I do not prefer. It makes me more aware of what I want to see, experience, do, how I want to feel. What if all of reality is neutral, and it's only you who gives it meaning? What meaning do you want to give it? You create life in every single moment. Which way do you want to look? In which place do you want to dwell? In a place where you turn away from the source, from love, or where you lean towards it. It is only a matter of your attention where you focus it. If you have any complaints about reality and yourself, complain to the Creator. But in order to hear His answer, you need to tune into her transmitting frequency, which is the frequency of unconditional love. First, give yourself the feeling that you are always loved and accepted, however imperfect and flawed you may be according to your ego and mind. Everyone has come here to learn something about themselves, to evolve. You don't tell a child that is bad if he learns to ride a bike and falls down in the process. And see, if you start telling such a child that he is a failure, that she will never learn, it will take them much longer than if you encourage them and show them how to do it. Yes, God, love, does not punish, does not condemn, but calls you to Himself, herself. This impulse can sometimes trigger situations that we call karma, but this only allows you to experience a different angle and understand where you have turned away from your being. And once you come back there again, to your inner Christ, you will rise to a plane where there is no karma. Perhaps every human being sometimes acts out of fear and ignorance. What it needs most in this moment is to experience acceptance and love. Be aware that anyone who is not in totally enlightened state is acting on their beliefs, and it has nothing to do with you personally. However, the more firmly you are grounded in your heart, you will discover new ways of responding that you have not been able to perceive before. When you are in love, it doesn't mean that you accept everything into yourself, agree with everything, and let yourself like everything. You also have the power to lovingly reject that which is not in harmony with you. When someone or something attacks you or tries to pull you down into lower vibrations and emotions, simply defend yourself or walk away, but with love. With love for yourself, your body, your life, and with love for another.